I'm Ian Pannell, reporting from Tel Aviv. As a long, elusive peace starts to take shape, we take a look at the youngest caught in the middle of a brutal and bloody war. For the past 2 years, the people of Gaza have bore the brunt of the deadly struggle between Hamas and Israel. It began when Hamas killed 1,200 people in Israel, taking more than 250 hostage. Since then, over 67,000 Palestinians have been killed, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. The Israeli government has blocked the international press from reporting freely in Gaza. But we were able to profile 3 children who've used social media to show how their lives have been shaped by war. This is their story. This is Gaza, a small sliver of land where children make up nearly half of the population. Children whose lives have been turned upside down.
My name is Jawaria Adwan. I'm 12 years old.
Juwaria, like so many children, told us about her daily struggle with hunger.
My family and I used to share 1 loaf of bread. Before the war, we used to eat dinner, but now we don't. We basically eat 1 meal a day, and the rest of the day we eat water. My mother, out of extreme hunger, cooked stones for us to make us patient and make us think they were cooking.
So many Gazans live in abject poverty, but this 9-year-old boy is among the few who still has a roof over his head, for now.
My name is Ahmed Bashir Aid Ahmed Abu Swaylam. When the war started, I made my social media account public to show the world how we are living.
درجة الحرارة صارت 40 نايلوا الوهلة بالخير بالساحة علينا بدل ما تنزلوا مساعدات تنزلوا ثلج أو مية حسبي الله ونعم الوكيل.
We were displaced from our house in Gaza. There too we lived in a tent and suffered from malnutrition. There was simply no food. It was unbearably hot, with swarms of mosquitoes, insects, and even disease. We couldn't bear the conditions. When a truce was announced and we returned to our homes, I didn't recognize my street or my home. I decided to plant a garden.
مرحبا أصدقاء، داخلكم جولة في مزرعتي. أنا وسيمبا.
The garden is now a source of food for his family.
I was so happy when I saw my garden grow and bear fruit. I could feed myself and my family. Simba, my cat, wakes me up in the morning for food. Then I go up to check on the chickens to see if they've laid any eggs I can have for breakfast.
Today he finds 1 lone egg. His parents go without. Ahmed knows what hunger feels like, but he isn't starving. This is what starvation looks like. Here in the suffocating silence, the very youngest, the most vulnerable, must fight for life. 1 in 3 children are acutely malnourished in Gaza. Nearly a quarter of the entire population here is suffering from famine, according to the UN. This is Nasser Hospital, bombed, beleaguered, but still saving lives. Dr. Mohammed Abed is head of pediatric care.
ومنها قديش عمر الطفل؟ 2 ايش المشكلة عنده؟ سوء تغذية. قديش عمره 2 وقتاش بدأت الأعراض معه؟
In the recent period, we started to see many cases of children suffering from malnutrition. This is not a normal situation, but the result of a systemic starvation policy.
طبعا هذا أحد الحالات تعاني من سوء التغذية، نقص شديد في الوزن. هذا الطفل يعاني من نقص أو سوء التغذية شديد.
Today, there are 25 children with severe malnutrition in the hospital.
So what we know is that the entirety of the population is food insecure. So that means that everyone is struggling day to day to know where their next meal comes from. A third of the population report not having had a meal in days. So that shows how widespread this is. We are seeing this level of malnutrition and this severe food insecurity all parts of the population. We know that many parents are going for days without eating so that they can give their children food.
2 days after our visit this past summer, Nasser Hospital was the target of a double Israeli airstrike, killing 20 people. The Israeli government says that they don't intentionally target civilians. The IPC, the United Nations body which monitors food insecurity, has officially declared that Gaza is a famine zone. But the Israeli government fiercely denies the existence of starvation, releasing videos like these accusing Hamas of propaganda.
There is no policy of starvation in Gaza, and there is no starvation in Gaza.
But these haunted, emaciated faces are a testament to suffering that has no end in sight.
My name is Abdurrahman Abu Khatab. I'm 14 years old. Am I scared from close bombs? Well, at the start of the war, I definitely was. I was like, oh no, this is so close. Well, what is going to happen? I really hope something doesn't happen to me and my family. And after more than 680 days of war, I've gotten so desensitized to close bombings. Like, at this point, I hear a bomb and I'm like, I don't get scared. At the start, I would like get flinched. I'd be like, oh. But now I've got it so desensitized, which is something I shouldn't be getting desensitized to. I just hope that my family is safe and that nothing happens to them.
Abdul Rahman's family has been forced to evacuate their home 5 times in the last 3 months, a journey he shared on social media.
Like, it's very sad that we had to evacuate for the 3rd time in the past 2 months. Like, I was on the verge of crying whilst I was on the way here. I don't know where we're gonna go or what's gonna happen, but I'll keep you guys updated.
Last month, the Israeli military launching a new offensive against Gaza City. Hundreds of thousands of people are on the move again. The Israeli military detonating building after building. Now, close to 80% of Gaza's structures are damaged or destroyed.
So many people you speak to in Gaza have been displaced, not once or twice or 3 times, but 13 times, 15 times. And what's been happening is that the Israeli military has been playing a form of whack-a-mole with Hamas. So they launch an incursion into that town, and before they go in for that incursion, they will announce to the local population, hey, you need to leave. And if you're concerned about your safety, you will evacuate this area, move to a safer zone.
Like, when we get an evacuation order to evacuate like my area, I'm like, where am I gonna go? Evacuating my house here in Gaza is like leaving my heart somewhere that I'm supposed to belong.
Because his father is a relatively affluent businessman, the family can afford to rent an apartment. But most of Gaza's population of 2 million has been forced to live in densely packed tent cities like these. 9 out of 10 people have been displaced from their homes.
There is no sanitation, there is no real organized food distribution, and that's where these people live.
My life before the war was filled with hope, will, and determination. We didn't have fear. We felt safe and protected. We were in homes, not tents. Now the war has changed everything completely.
Juwaria has moved 4 times since the war began.
My house before the war was really beautiful. Now all we do is evacuate from place to place. Whether he's rich or poor or middle class, we are all displaced. I will try to explain my fear, but you won't understand.
She told us that many of the evacuations take place at night.
You are running and all your family members are separated. You see the light of the tanks, there are shots above our heads, and you can't see anything, even the light of the moon isn't there.
Juwaria lives with her parents and 4 siblings.
But thank God we are better off than others. There are people who can't even find a tent. When I see the destruction, I get really sad. All I think about is how we lived, how I grew up, and all the memories, and how it's all gone. It's completely gone.
When we come back, going to school in a war zone. For the last 2 years, we've followed the children of Gaza, watching their lives upended by war.
وزي لقينا لحمة
ان شاء الله ان شاء الله
وزي لقينا كمان سمك.
لانه كان يتطلب يعني الطفل في النهايه.
My child would ask for chicken, beef, the foods he used to have in our previous life. Sometimes he would nag and give me a hard time. I'd take him to the market so he could see for himself that none of those things were available.
Before the war, Ahmed's family had a relatively comfortable life. His father once worked as a policeman for the Palestinian Authority. The war disrupted the supply of food. Sometimes the markets were empty. On this day, they were not.
When I go to the market, I see cheese, lentils, and vegetables. But the prices are so high, we can't afford them.
بدك تشتري فلفل؟
الفلفل يا احمد عارف قديش له؟ انت زرعت الفلفل 35 شيكل له.
The problem is the produce and the meat that you do find is exorbitantly expensive. We're talking in Gaza right now that people are unable to make almost any money, maybe like $100 a month. And, you know, a small hunk of meat right now costs about $400 in these open-air markets in Gaza. So it is completely unattainable for all but the very, very wealthiest of Gazans.
Time and again, whatever conflict you look at, it's always children who are the most vulnerable. They're the unwilling victims of this conflict. They lose their childhood, they lose their schools, they lose their innocence. But it's the law of the jungle out there. They have to go out on the streets and fight for water, fight for food. And if they don't fight, they don't live.
Hello, I'm Juwaria.
Juwaria, with the help of her family, has taken to social media to show the world what's become of their lives. The Israeli government's banned international journalists from independently reporting inside Gaza. So they go online to show the daily struggle to survive, like drinking water mixed with salt to try to stave off hunger. Baking bread from birdseed. Begging the world not to forget them.
I go to sleep hungry and wake up too weak to even complain.
I create videos to channel my energy into something meaningful. If it weren't for my followers, I don't think I would have made it this far. It makes me feel loved and cared for, even in the middle of this war.
Which is like insane if you really think about that.
For Abdul Rahman, it's been a daily struggle for fuel and, above all, water.
First, let me show you how I spent the day. Yusuf, what are we going to do right now?
We're gonna fill up water.
Yay.
It's been a back-breaking routine to keep the family going. On this day, he walks over a mile to fill 2 giant canisters with water for drinking, washing and cooking.
Mama, جبت الماء. Water isn't impossible to get in Gaza, but it's not easy. It's hard. No, you have to keep filling up, just to meet your family's needs. Since this all started, my daily routine turned upside down. Like it's completely different from what it was before the war. جبت الخضرة يا ماما. We make breakfast using fire because there isn't any cooking gas to be able to cook and do your basic stuff. Like boiling 1 pot of tea is like you gotta keep fixing the fire, you gotta turn up the fire and all of this stuff that we weren't used to, but Because there's no cooking gas. We're forced to do this.
Those who brave the handful of aid distribution sites risk their lives to simply survive. According to the United Nations and the Hamas-run Health Ministry, around 2,000 people have been killed just trying to feed their families. But the Israeli government's pushed back against those reports, saying Hamas is responsible for attacking food convoys. There are mountains and mountains of aid here waiting to be delivered to the desperate people inside Gaza. Literally just a few hundred yards down that road here, we have sacks of fortified flour to make bread that people desperately need.
These aid station points have become death zones for many Palestinians. They want to go there because you can't get aid, and if you can get a sack of flour, you can sell a portion of that flour at a highly marked up rate, and that's how you can make more money to try to sustain your family for longer.
People would go and hold bags to fill with food for their families and kids. There are a lot of children dying from hunger.
With the current setup, which is not being led by the UN, it's 4 distribution sites. And so the expectation that people, mothers who may have lots of young children, people with disabilities, the elderly, very young, vulnerable children, the expectation that they can go out in search of aid, when we have also seen these reports of violence around these distribution sites, it's not going to work.
Since the war began, more than 20,000 children have been killed. With tens of thousands now orphaned, the streets are full of kids selling cheap goods and scavenging for food. Despite all the crises in his young life, Ahmed still has the support of his loving family.
Throughout the war, we tried to reassure him, telling him the war would end today or tomorrow.
The children of Gaza have a new normal. Limited food, limited water, and no school. Gaza once had one of the highest literacy rates in the world.
I love school. I love my friends and I love learning. When I returned to my home, I saw my school destroyed. I was heartbroken.
So now Ahmed's taught at home by his mom.
تذكرت
اقرأ لي إياها.
الرم.
أيوه. يا أحمد إيش بتتمنى؟
أتمنى أن تخلص الحرب وكمل تعليم.
كمل تعليمك؟ طب بس تبدأ تعليمك عشان تكمل إن شاء الله.
وأرجع على مدرستي وتدخل اللحوم.
واللحوم أهم حاجة طبعا.
طبعا. قبل الدجاج.
قبل الدجاج.
That rubble. It's insane.
14-year-old Abdul Rahman should be in high school, but nearly 88% of Gaza's schools have been damaged or destroyed.
And I'm supposed to be in grade 10 right now, but unfortunately, since this all started, I haven't went to school for nearly 2 years. 2 years!
We also need to get kids back into school. What hope are we giving these children for the future if they have no access to education?
But like children everywhere, Juwaria holds on to her dreams.
There are some positive moments. This is my desk. It's where I pour out my energy and memories. Drawing, writing poems, coloring books, it's the space where I channel everything I feel. This is a painting I created during the war. It shows fear, tents, bombardment, shrapnel everywhere. Oranges, avocados. These are things we long for. Fruits and vegetables. Our dreams are simple here in Gaza. Even just a handful of fruit would bring us joy.
When we come back, escaping from the war zone and a little girl's dream. The walls that surround Gaza were designed to protect Israel, but for Gazans, they're walls that hem them in. Gaza is a prison-like atmosphere where they're unable to control the flow of goods and services into Gaza, and they're unable to leave. They're stuck there, and there is no escape from Gaza. I recently talked with a small group of families who got rare permission to leave Gaza for urgent medical care. Noor's 8-month-old daughter Hannah weighs less than 9 pounds and needs a heart operation.
She lived on medicine, but when the medicine ran out, I sometimes find her blue in the face and suffocating.
Hannah is also suffering from malnutrition.
You can see how tiny she is. Look at her wrist there. You can feel as well, you know, normally like tiny children, they'll grip your finger. And she's only got very slight, look, she's trying to hold the glasses there. But you can feel her grip is really weak.
Noor's young children know nothing other than war. They're safe for now, but millions are still trapped in this war zone.
Little mic? I don't want the mic. I really like social media. I like creating content. I started creating content in 2024. I help people understand my reality, my life, and what I'm suffering through here in Gaza.
Abdul Rahman gets constant questions on his social media feed about why he doesn't leave.
I received a ton of messages telling me, how can we help you evacuate out of Gaza? And my honest answer is, I don't know how to leave Gaza. Like, if I don't post a video in like one day, I'll get messages saying, bro, are you good? Are you alive? How are you doing? Are you safe? It's actually like pretty amazing that people actually care.
Through sites like GoFundMe, some of these children and their families have found a way to survive the hardships of war. Over $500 million has been raised through GoFundMe for those affected by the crisis in Gaza. The genius of pages like GoFundMe is it gives some autonomy, some power back to people. It allows them to get those precious resources like food and water and supplies and medicine. Abdul Rahman now sees his future not in Gaza, but in Dubai. We asked him to describe his perfect life.
Basically, the perfect life would be like to have nutritious meals, have clean water 24/7, have electricity 24/7, have internet 24/7, and all of that, basic human needs. That's all I ask for, nothing else and nothing more.
As for Ahmed, earlier this week, we talked to him as his family was packing to escape the new Israeli offensive in Gaza City. He brought Simba too, but most of his belongings were left behind.
There's no safe place left in all of Gaza. We're moving some of our belongings to our relatives in the south. We brought these chickens with us from our home in the north so they could lay eggs for us. I had to leave most of my toys behind, and I couldn't bring my little farm with me, but I did manage to take a basil seedling and some seeds.
This week's peace agreement has given all 3 children hope.
That's great. I'm at a loss of words. I have no idea what to say. This is amazing. I don't know. The pain and suffering will finally stop.
Ahmed always told us that a swift end to the war was the only path to a better.
أتمنى إنه فجأة هيك يوم من الأيام صحوني بتقولوا لي خلصت الحرب يا أحمد.
إيش بدك تعمل هديتها؟
أفرح وأعيط، مش عياط حزن، عياط فرحة.
For so many here, only one place still brings back memories of happier times: the sea.
I go to release my energy by the sea. Honestly, the sea is the outlet for all of Gaza. We live barely meters away from the shore. The beach to me is the only escape. I tell the sea my problems because I hope it will hear me and solve my problems. But whatever happens in Gaza, I wake up every morning, I say thank God, I am alive.